Hello, everybody. Hello. It's been a while since I've done this, but I recently mass gamed right before the end of the season, so I was just going straight through games. I ended up going 6-1, so I could be sort of like upper midish masters. I ended up getting 130 points in that period of time, and I played a bunch of games, and I've got a couple that are actually going to make decent videos. So I thought I would just go ahead and do a little bit of Protoss versus Terran help for this one. You can see I'm wearing glasses and all that. I'm not really working on being crazy fancy for this and wearing contacts and all that other normal stuff, but it's gonna be fun. It's right now 1:30 in the morning. I'm just gonna make a relaxed video because I'm too tired to play a real game. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch me versus Shinwoo. I'm here in the bottom right. I'm gonna be playing Protoss, which is why I'm helping Protoss, and kind of logical in that scenario. But we're playing on Antiga Shipyard's Master's Ladder. This guy is actually a pretty solid person, and this is a great game to show because of a few specific aspects. One of them being a very significant food differential. This guy's got a very strong early push, and there's elements of crisis management and other solid things that really need to be taken a look at to really get this video going and really just show good things. Right off the bat, you can see I'm actually placing this guy here on purpose. I'm basically playing the odds that he's not going to be in this position. This is basically sort of a thing I can do for in the case of drops. Because if I can lock this side off and lock this side off, then there can't be any Hellions or Marines or Marauders dropped here that can then run in and hit myself in the mineral line. Odds are it making more sense for me to start over here, but you can see that I just do it in the early game, so it's not going to matter too much. Over here, this will serve to be a buffer for bunker rushes, marine early attacks in here. So instead of them just moving up the ramp and going straight to the mineral line, they have a theoretical tank to hit with this gateway. If they just move in and attack move, they'll attack the gateway, not my economy. Unless they just proceed to continue down this little thing, but there's still a method to the madness of what I'm placing. Unfortunately, I'm also going to scout this guy last, which is something that I hate. I absolutely hate scouting Terran last because you get no information. Like right now, if I saw this gasless expansion going down, I would have been so happy because I could easily just go for a very quick expansion, which is what I'm going to do anyway because my standard opener is actually a 1-gate expand, which I feel confident on against almost any opener that a Terran can do, excluding that really powerful 2-racks reactor tech lab build that just decimates the 1-gate expand unless you do a specific alteration to the build, which I don't quite know how to do, but I will do that. And you can see me, I'm fully aware of this marine attacking. I'm going to try and move it my probe up as fast as I can to get that expansion, because what I want to see is see if he's getting his gases or whatever. You can see I'm missing the gas timing, missing expansion. So I basically am completely blind. But notice he also hasn't exactly gotten any vision on me either. He's also going to be scouting me last, but since I'm toss and my stalkers... Actually, I think I do get to successfully stop him. I think this is a really late scout from him, but I'm going to go ahead and stop talking about this thing actually happened in this game. I'm just going to follow my camera for a second and I'm just going to talk. So, a couple things about this game is that it's PvT. My standard that I go for is pretty much just go for double forges, get very quick upgrades, go for mass expansions, mass units, go into High Templar before I go into Colossi. And when I do go into Colossi, it's late game. I have 3 bases minimum. I've got either 2-2 or 3-3. I minimum 3-3 on the way when I'm going from a Colossi. I've got Templar Tech already up. I've got Charge. I usually have Blink as well. That's something that I seem to be doing differently than most tosses when they go for this, is I get Blink a lot faster, even though I get second. Something I could do is that if you scout like double Port Banshee or something like that, you can easily go for Blink instead of Charge. You can see, I don't know what I was going for when I was saying easily at 2. I was trying to think, what am I talking about? But right now it's just easily nice expansion play. You got your 1-gate expand, standard, zealot, stalker, nexus, stalker. I don't go for the second. It's both stalkers before nexus. I go for one than the other. I think it's a lot better to get out the nexus a little bit faster. I use 3 chronos on my nexus, so I get out a 28 expansion nexus. And GM for my friend. Nice. Congrats. Making a video. Talk to you later. Alright, so that was actually pretty cool. So, Friends GM, very awesome. I think that's actually VP Astronomy. So he's a nice Protoss player from VP. So now we're going to continue this, but basically this is going to have a tight situation right now. You can see that right now I'm doing, if you look on the mini-map, you have that probe going back and forth. That's just to look for an attack, because the watchtower is not going to be able to see any attacks coming in. So I have the probe just scouting around. You can see it going back left and right on both sides of the of those line of sight blockers, just because I don't want him going across one side or the other where I can't see it. And that's an easy way to get vision of both, so no matter what he pushes down, I'm going to see him. That'll give me warning, and I can prepare accordingly. You can see I'm getting out my observer fairly quickly, and my gases are a lot later than a lot of people. I'm definitely emphasizing zealots and sentries off of one gas to really defend earlier on, which is a lot more solid than you would think. There go down my fortress. I'll be getting down a Twilight Council fairly soon, so I can go ahead and get up charge. It can be a tight defense earlier on, but with micro good force fields, you're usually okay. See right now I'm just sending over my guys to start mining. I believe that's my second observer that just came out, which again is another risky thing, but I really find it valuable to get those scout information there. So you can see I'm seeing the Ghost Academy. My probe is still not a hit, so I'm pretty sure he's going to go for some kind of Ghost push, but I'm looking forward. I'm now looking at his expansion, so I know, okay, it's not an all-in Ghost push. I'm not going to be as scared. I see his engineering bay. I see my forges are faster, chrono boosting out the upgrades, and I'm only just now getting my fourth geyser because of the fact that gas is not my main concern. Now I'm pushing forward. I see the ghosts and everything. I spread out my units accordingly, and I'm also going to go for a flank. You can see those two zealots are going to be able to get a surround. So he pushes in, but he's going to be annoying and be smart and go off to the right. But now I'm going to go ahead. I've got enough energy to go for the Garden Shield. Zealots are coming in. You can see it's not the best engagement right now, but I still force the stim, and I'm still clogging him up with the force fields and everything. But I'm going in. I need probes, otherwise I'm going to go ahead and die. But look at the probe support to the stalkers, and I can just decimate him. I lose a few probes. That it's not really a big deal at all with my early expansion. So I go ahead and just get them mining happily, and I'm looking to be fairly solid, all things considered, and then I can just go ahead and snipe off a few of those units. Also, you can see how I kept on my health bars. That's really important, because otherwise I would not have seen those Marines and probably would not have killed them. But now I'm going to work on getting my charge out. If you build your Twilight Council when your upgrades are halfway done, you will be able to instantly start 2-2 the second your Twilight Council is finished, and you can use that to get charge, and you already have 1-1. Also notice I just put in my guys into the gas geyser. After I did that, I wanted to mine a little bit more minerals just to get out the infrastructure, because I don't really need that much gas when I'm emphasizing zealots, so I'm not really stressing over getting as many of the gas units that I really need. It's just upgrades right now. An Immortal to stay alive, just to have one beefier unit to really be in there. And something I need to do is check on the Observer a little bit more and see what he's doing in there. You'll notice I'm spreading pylons. That's to go ahead and scout for drops, and it allows me just to have another pylon out in the field. But there's my 2-2 starting, charge is starting, money's still low, but look at the food counts. I'm not really ahead in the food count, something I would like to be. You can see right now we're even on workers. Even though he's actually killed 9 workers, I just build so many probes that I can afford to lose probes. Like I'm going to do another PvT video, and you're going to see me at the end of it. I'm going to have 121 probes. I'm going to make my next PvZ video that I'm about to be making. I'm going to have 100 over 100 probes alive. I think either at the end of the game or it's the midpoint in it. But basically, I make a lot of probes. I win with macro. I don't know how to cheese. It's all macro coming from me. So I've got observers scouting. I'm looking around for his third because I want to get mine, but I want to make sure I'm not going to die to a really crazy 2-base push. Just shenanigans coming out of him. So you can see I'm continuing to build out my probes. Charge is closer to being done. This is a weakness in my play, is scouting for a mid-game attack. You can see I saw the first attack coming in. I'm moving forward. I'm going to end up actually getting a really weird expansion for my third. Because of the spawning positions, I do not want to expand to my normal third, because that's just so easily dropped. I don't like that. When I do, I will be getting out my I'll be getting out cannons or something to help defend against that. Now you're going to see me pushing in. I'm going to try and just get out my zealots, because charge, I'm waiting for charge. Like, I check charge to make sure it's done. Now I know that's done. Now I can go ahead and defend. I've got my 1-1 done. 2-2 is close. You see me pushing forward. I'm going to go ahead and push forward, but he gets an annoyingly nice EMP hitting my sentry, so I can't get those 2 key force fields to really make myself crush this push. So now he's starting to deal damage. It's really annoying and frustrating, because it's a good thing to do from his part. So I have to reinforce. I don't have any any pylons in a good spot in my base. For example, something I really should have done is had a pylon right here, because then I could warp in Zealot Stalkers over here, push in, really reinforce attack, and crush his attack without any issues whatsoever. That's something I really should have done, and that would have helped me out a lot, but still, I defend, and that's all I'm worrying about. I'm trying to get to the late game. All I need to do is survive until the late game. I need my 3-3 upgrades, and I need to really be able to push in and attack. So now you can see I'm getting out my Psystorm. I've now started to start my 3-3. I'm just waiting to get that 200 gas for my +3 attack, and there we go. I've got armor, attack, Psystorm, Zealots, third base on the way. You can see I'm still behind the food count, but that's okay. My upgrades are ahead of his. I'm guaranteed to be ahead of him right now just because I'm toss at this point. Only player that I've seen actually get 3-3 upgrades faster than a toss. I think it was Cloud versus White Raw. Cloud did such a good job of getting upgrades. If any Terran really need to work on getting their upgrades up, take a look at Cloud in his games against White Raw that I have on my YouTube. Best of 5 between him and White Raw. It's actually really, really solid games on both players' parts. Now you can see I'm transferring those, and another just added bonus about this sort of expansion pattern in these positions, especially, is that he's actually, look at this, he's got a Marauder here, and he was scouting for that third. So as far as he's concerned, I'm working to get my third because he sees nothing there, and this is a nice thing to do. Grubby's one of those Protoss players that really enjoys getting hidden expansions, but now you're going to see that I've got all of those probes there. I just had them mine, and I held them there and pressed C to have them return cargo, and go ahead and mine. See, there's the C button. It's your one of the most important tools you can have as a player, and for efficient mining. You can see that I just crushed the drop. That's a really tight thing to see. You guys have got to be wary of your minimap and look at the minimap a lot. It's one of the big things that catch people off guard. Niduses, you can kill them with like 6 to 8 workers, some numbers like that, some ridiculously small numbers like that. If you see the Nidus early and get that amount of workers to attack them, the Nidus will die. So now we're going to see I'm mining over there. I've got a lot of gateways going down. My probes are under attack, so I see that Marauder is attacking the middle. I'm pushing forward. I have charge lots that have a higher thing, but look at my army. It's completely out of position, and I know this, so even though I have enough forces to attack and win, I can't do it if I'm not together. But now I'm going to go ahead and Psystorm, but the thing is, I can't beat him right now with the numbers that he has, so I'm basically should be pulling back right now. I'm going to blink forward and try and take out the medevacs, but now I'm going to retreat, reinforce with a bunch of Zealots, but once again, I need that 3-3, and I need the better what's it called, position to warp in for the proxy pilot inside my own base. So now I'm getting my warp gates up. They're a little bit late. Look at my money. It's massive, but I have a solid infrastructure to be able to spend this soon. I'm going to be working on more bases. We're going to say goodbye to that, but look at the storms. The storms and charge lock combination is what I really, really need right now. Look at how low his units are. I have blink and I have charge. I can chase him down. I can really, really afford to do that, and that's one of the reasons why I go for that very fast blink. I'm going to be able to pick off those units. You can see my stalkers are happily taking out the medevacs. That's really all I want them to do at the moment. But this is still now starting to look like it could be going to my favor with all these new Zealot warp-ins. Now I'm ahead in the food count for the first time. I take down the medevac. It didn't have anything in it, but that's fine. You can see that because this food count didn't go down. I don't have like perfect knowledge of this replay. I haven't analyzed it to crazy degrees. But now I've got 3-3 for attack and armor. I'm getting my +1 shields immediately. I'm going to work on getting out my 5th base. And notice this is my 5th base. I've got that 4th base in the top left, or just middle left going down. I'm going to get my gases. I'm looking to be solid. And I'm also going to start working on getting out my Colossi production soon. But now, I just want to take a look at the state of how this game is really going right now. If we take a look at my main base, I have only 4 probes there because I'm taking some of them out. I have those 9 gateways. I have this 1 robo. Take a look at my probe count right now. 84 probes. My income is looking to be pretty solid. It's going to be a lot better once this base goes up and once this base goes up, because I have more than enough to spread. You can see on these minerals alone, I've got over 1 full control group. This is actually 33 probes, and that base mining minerals alone. This base I have got 27 probes mining. So right off the bat, that is a lot more than normal. I've got a whole lot of temple out here with a lot of storms, or at least they will have a lot of storms soon. Right now, a lot of them just got warped in. The other ones only have 65 energy, so no storms quite yet. But you can see where he's at right now. He's working on his fourth base. He's playing a very standard Terran style. His SCV count is still solid, 65 plus mules. He's fine. He's working on his upgrades. He's right now at 1-1, which is probably a little bad. He needed to get. He had that 1-1 a long time ago, but he never just. I don't think he has his armory up quite yet. Yeah. Actually, he does have his armory. He's getting his +2 attack, but it's a late armory on his part. And the style I'm using abuses that weakness from a Terran very, very easily. My 3-3 against his 1-1 engagements are in my favor. Zealots will have a very hard time dying, even if they wanted to. But now with these bases, I'm going to be able to completely out macro him. This is what I've been playing for. Now that I have all of this, and he's notice at his infrastructure, he's got one starport, which is very standard for a Terran. He's not seen any kind of Colossi play. There's no Robo Bay on the field at all for him to see. And I have observers on the field. He killed my one in the main, but I've got another one out here looking for him to attack the left, looking for him to scout. And I've got observer over here. You can see I have multiple observers, 4 observers total. 1, 2. I don't know where my other ones are. There should be 1 in the army at minimum. Yeah, there's my 3rd observer. My 4th one, I actually have no idea where my 4th observer is. It's somewhere. That's the best. There's my 4th observer. I need to get him on the field. I need to get him going over here and checking out these expos. Or this guy is checking out these expos and the other observer over here. So definitely get more than one observer so you can see what's going on, but I need to also add on more gateways. You can see I've now fixed my macro issue in terms of my money, because there was that point where my money was high because I should have added gates sooner. But I can start working on a Colossi transition because of the fact that he has no capacity to get Vikings. He's got 6 medevacs, but 2 Vikings at a time will not be able to kill a 2 Robo Colossi transition, which is what I will be doing. Throwing down the Robotics Bay and the normal Robotics facility at the exact same time. If you look at their build production times, it's 65 seconds and 65 seconds. So the second you build them both at the same time, once one finishes, I'll immediately be able to produce 2 Colossi at once and extend thermal lance, assuming I have the gas and the mineral capacity to be able to do that. And then I can lead in. Within 2 or 3 minutes, I'll have 4 to 6 Colossi, be able to push in with that, coupled with the High Templar that I have, which is a whole lot of them, along with the fact that my Zealots will never die. Plus, I have Blink Stalkers, Archon capacity if I get EMP'd, plus I have an Immortal or 2 for added DPS, and I've all of a sudden incredibly scary army. Because right now, with the fact that I'm so High Templar heavy, if he lands a few EMPs, I'm very, very hard pressed to be able to win. With my upgrade advantage, I might, but it can be pretty close. So now let's just go ahead and go back to continue watching this, and let's just see how this will unfold. Actually, wow, I really wish I'd actually planned that, because he immediately throwing down the Robo and the everything. We can see with my count of High Templar, I can easily afford to go ahead and just get out the Archons, because I need those beefy units, those beefy tanks. Plus, Archon Splash is so good, and they actually outrun Medevacs, which if we add in Stalkers means Medevac death. Now you can see him pushing in, warping Zealots away from the drop where he gets Stalkers to try and go ahead and blink forward. With a +3 attack, I deal a lot of damage to the Medevac. Which is something a lot of people don't realize, the fact that no Terran ever gets armor upgrades for their units unless they're planning a transition into battlecruisers. But that means that your Stalkers are incredibly effective. Because they can just go ahead and use their +3 attack upgrades to move in. You can see I also did throw in those, oh good, I actually did move around my observers too. So my observers are checking out everywhere. I've got all of them over the field. You can see he's doing that attack. I did throw down the cans, but they're just not quite done. And also, I am turning around. I'm choosing to turn around and attack just because it's DPS against armor, and I'm confident in my macro advantage right now that I can easily just push in and crush his drop this way and really be able to put the hurt on him. Because if he loses this army, I will never die because of all my upgrades. I've got the capacity to get out everything I want to. I can feed back all those medevacs. I hope I do feed back the medevacs, but I don't really need to. But he ends up GGing anyway. So there's a lot of good aspects that you can really take a look at what's going on. It's the mass upgrades, the big economy I have, and just the surviving earlier on. The awareness to seeing the ghosts, because if I had my sentries bunched up at the beginning, I would have been dead. There's no way around that. I would have been dead. My forces would not have landed. He would have kited me, and I would have died. I did not have the upgrades up at that point, and I don't know if he had. I think he might have had the +1 at that point too for that push, and that's an incredibly powerful push that Protoss can have a really hard time to deal with. But it's the whole focus of my style of play is for the late mid game and late game. I just survive, and then all of a sudden I'm in a great position, and I can just expand more, attack more, defend easily, have observers everywhere for awareness, and you can see those shady defenses are calculated. They're very, very calculated. It's just being aware is so key. I can't really stress that enough. I'm at a loss for words right now just because I'm so tired. But you can see how the game really shows these kind of aspects of how Protoss can be played to just exploit some weaknesses in Terran, chiefly the upgrades is what we want to point on. But as for Shinwoo and what he might have been able to do better in this game, just because I want to say both sides of the field, is if he had just gotten his own upgrades faster, he might have been able to punish me, and at the very least, drop and kill off some economy. So I tell you right now, if you at the end of the game, I have 88 probes on the field, and he has 65 SCVs, and he's killed 10 workers. So it means I would have had 98 probes on the field right now. This is a very, very, very Zergy style way to play Protoss, and I'm really gonna be able to show that in the next game that I show you against the Zerg and the Terran. So if you want to see more like crazy macro Protoss, you can easily check that out. But I'm working on 5 bases. He has 3 bases, working on a 4th, with my superior upgrades and superior ability to produce. And not to mention, I have the Colossi transition in play. And the fact that minions don't die really helped me in terms of that drop. So, also 20 Zealots at the end, 3 Archons, 6 Templar, and 6 Stalkers is my entire army. He's got ghosts and everything, but the game is done. I can push in and attack. Even if I want to wait for the Colossi, it's up to me. But that is the position I'm in to win easily at the end of the game. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed my little ramble at the end, but I'm going to go ahead and get some more videos and just say thank you guys very much.